What up, everybody? My name is Wade, and this is my show, Let's Talk. We're talking about Tyranids, 10th edition. I've been waiting a long time to get these videos for 10th edition Tyranids out. I wanted to wait till we had the Codex. So here I am. I'm doing lore videos to match each unit that goes hand in hand. So I don't have a lot of time, so I want to get right into this with the Hive Tyrant, the Walking Tyrant, otherwise known as the Walkrant. You can find us, the Dragon's Lair, on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Go ahead and check us out. Go ahead and check out the video that explains our new rollout schedule. It's going to be worth it. Go ahead and check it out. Talking about Hive Tyrants, I've played probably 5 or 6 games of 10th edition. Only one with the new codex. So let's talk about why he's good. Movement 8, yeah, that's pretty good. Just remember that Tyrant Guard are movement 6. Tough 10, that's pretty good. Just remember that Tyrant Guard are tough 8, and you have to use the toughness of the bodyguard unit. 2 plus save, really good. 4 plus invulnerable, really good. 10 wounds, pretty good. Doesn't seem to save him. My Tyrant dies all the time. 7 plus leadership, doesn't matter because he's always inside of Synops. Objective control 3, that's gonna become important sooner or later. It hasn't won me a game yet. It hasn't won me an objective yet. One thing that's probably good to know about anyone who listens to my tactical videos is you got to know that I play against my friends that I know really well, that I played with for 20 years, and they're really good. They're really good players. They have such a strong control over the rules and the little niches in the rules that you need to know to really eke out a win. They know how to work it. Also, they use units that are just epically great. So I'm consistently going up against units that are insanely hard to crack. Strategies that are the best out there. Not that my friends are like super competitive, because they don't go to tournaments, they don't do any of that. However, there's no fat in the armies that they bring. They're not bringing units for funsies. They're bringing units to do business. So you might hear some cynicism in my strategic, and that's because I don't play against people who are not serious business. I need to branch out more in my Lansing community because I live in Lansing, Michigan. I need to branch out more, and I need to play against more casual players who bring units for funsies, but I don't have that luxury at the moment. So, anyways, I bring mine with a heavy Venom cannon. Right now, I think Bone Sword, Lash Whip, heavy Venom cannon is the way to go. Otherwise, I don't think the Stranglethorn cannon is worth taking. Yeah, you're right. The attacks on the heavy venom cannon can be really swingy. You know, what are you going to do? You need the AP2 and the strength 9. The strength 9 is going to be, double toughing Marines. And, I hear the very popular concept is to spec to beat Marines, and you can beat anything else. AP is king in 10th, so I'm going with the AP2. I like the 36-inch range. I like that no matter what, he's always got a 2 plus. He should. Hive Tyrants are supposed to be pretty BA. Go ahead and check out my lore video on Hive Tyrants in There Is Only Lore. It's one of my other shows. Go ahead and check that out. So yeah, I think the heavy venom cannon is the way to go. I'm not using the extra monstrous scything talents, like I said, Bone Sword, Lash Whip. I've heard a lot of people complain about Twin Linked. They say it's worthless. However, I had Twin Linked save my butt the last time I had a Hive Tyrant in melee combat. So, once again, 6 attacks, that ain't nothing. 2 plus, that ain't nothing. Strength 9, double tough Marines. We're going to struggle against vehicles. And I hear a lot of people are struggling against vehicles, but I don't see the other people that I play with struggling against vehicles, so I don't know. I hear this edition, they try to make vehicles, super tough, but I don't know anybody else who's struggling against vehicles. Are you struggling against vehicles? I was a big fan of the Tyrant effects. Not that this is a Tyrant effects video with the Rupture Cannon, even though it's really swingy, but it went up 45 points in the last codex. So I'm, in the last game that I played, I brought 2 Norn emissaries, and they melted some stuff with their lance, psychic lance. So I'm thinking that might be the way to go. So that's how I trick them out. Go ahead, make sure you pay attention to the war gear rules there. No Hive Tyrant can have 2 Venom cannons. No Hive Tyrant can have 2 Stranglethorn cannons. No Hive Tyrant can have 1 Heavy Venom cannon and 1 Stranglethorn cannon. I feel like Games Workshop is working super hard to make sure that we can't do that. It's a leader, so it can lead Tyrant Guard. I love Tyrant Guard. Bring your Tyrant Guard everywhere you go. Deadly Demise, don't forget Deadly Demise when it dies, or if it dies, on a roll of a 6. Shadow in the Warp, that's great. It's great against Imperial Guard. It's great against Tau Fire Warriors. I'm sure it's great against Orcs. I'm sure, but I'm just playing against Dark Templars. So it's affected by Synops, which it is a Synops unit. You're pretty much always going to pass leadership. Will of the Hive Mind, keep in mind this has changed recently, so you can only use on battle tactics. So you can, a unit within 12 inches, once per turn, so you can do it on your turn, and you can do it on your opponent's turn, which is super cool. You can basically use a stratagem for 0 CP. You can use it on command reroll. And the invasion deployment has 2 that you can use it on, and one of those 2 is the 5+ Feel No Pain. So keep that in mind. It's the one that I'm going to play the most. I think it's got the tools to get the job done. The Onslaught Aura is actually pretty cool because I ran my 2 Norn emissaries up right beside him, and then they were able to move, advance, and then shoot their Melt-a-Lances, and that worked out really well. I definitely made my enemy poop his pants. That's you, Justin. You pooped your pants. So that aura is pretty cool. I like the Hive Tyrant. He just hasn't performed for me as well as I wanted him to. They were boss in 9th. They were boss. And I'm struggling right now with my Walkrant. Let's throw up the Flyrant. We don't got a lot of time. But the Winged Hive Tyrant, he moves a lot more, which is great. His toughness is lower because, he's got air sacs in his bones. The saves are the same. The wound is the same. The leadership's the same. The objective control is the same. Having a flyer with objective control, pretty cool. I actually suggest Bone Sword Lash Whip and then the extra talons because, in my opinion, a Winged Hive Tyrant needs to get up there and chew something to death. Eat it to death. And the extra attacks is pretty cool. It's still at, AP2, 2 damage. The 3 damage on the Bone Sword, man, really hope that works out. Deadly Demise, Deep Strike. And that's the thing. I've experimented with Winged Hive Tyrants as backfield harassment. Being able to drop in, fly over, and take an objective or contest an objective. I just haven't had OC3 win me an objective yet. Will of the Hive Mind is the same. Paroxysm is actually kind of nice. At the start of the fight phase, you can select an enemy unit within 12 inches visible to this model. Roll a d6. On a 1, the Psyker suffers d3 mortal wounds. On a 2+, which is very likely, until the end of the phase, subtract 1 from the attack characteristic of weapons equipped by models in that unit. I mean, that right there can be pretty powerful. Unfortunately, I haven't seen it work out for me. Every time I've used a Winged Hive Tyrant, he's got melted. So I just haven't seen the results. But I'm going to give him a try. I'm going to keep on giving him a try. 9th edition Winged Hive Tyrants were boss. Anyways, we here at the Dragon Slayer understand that you're a pretty busy person. Jobs, kids, spouses, work, school, kids, dogs, kids. Did I say kids? Kids. So we want to say thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon Slayer.